You are currently watching Evolve, and I have the family today of Ajike. I have Lawrence. I have Chantel. And I have Miss Jasmine. So, for the people who don't know, could you all give us a brief description on the incident?
Sure. A white woman shot through her door and killed my cousin with no warning, no nothing. And now we have a murderer on our hands.
Yeah. That has been charged with manslaughter instead of an actual murder 1 charge or a murder 2 charge, you know.
Right.
She killed my sister in cold blood. My sister never saw it coming.
Right.
And I honestly feel if, you know, if they had at least given her a murder 1 charge, we would be feeling a little bit better right now.
Right.
You know, it's like manslaughter. It's like we're just going to slap you on the wrist.
Right.
Yeah.
And she did not deserve a slap on the wrist.
At all.
At all.
Right.
And we all know that.
Right. They've given people more for less.
Right. They're in with the justice system, they're giving drug charges more than what they gave her. Right. And they even gave this lady a bond from my understanding.
That's correct.
Yeah, $154,000. But what I will say to add to that too, Nick, is that if that had been turned around a different direction, had that been an African American that shot a white person,
correct,
it'd have been murder 1.
Right.
He would have been arrested the same day.
Right.
I mean, it just happened.
Correct.
Travis Rudolph.
Right.
Yeah.
And so also I do know that they said that she even admitted that she brought the firearm
for Ajike.
Correct. So why has that not been, you know, looked into deeper from law enforcement? It should be murder 1 or premeditated, because she knew what she was doing. Even if it wasn't that day, it could have possibly been another day.
Yeah.
To what I've read, it's because she said she accidentally shot her, is what she was trying to claim. That she just shot at the door. She didn't know that, you know, where she was shooting. And she tried to shoot as high as she could. So she didn't know she would actually hit her.
Why would you shoot as high and not go low when
That's
you know?
What I said.
But
and to add to that too, I don't know if it's out yet, but she also had a Ring camera.
Right.
Wow.
So my opinion,
video,
because you
possibly.
never opened the door.
Right.
You know, you never as you say, you never answered. You just got the gun and you shot. So your Ring camera, I'm sure you can view it on your telephone. I'm just, you know, assuming, but
so many ways.
You don't even have to assume. With Ring cameras, they automatically pops up on your cell phone. That's nothing to assume.
Right. So to me, it was just premeditated.
Right.
She lured her there.
Yeah.
That's how I feel.
She did.
Yeah.
And it's nowhere to put it.
Correct.
She knew the moment they said, I'm going to go tell my mom.
Yeah.
She knew.
She said, this my time.
She did that.
She researched the Stand Your Alarm Gras that day. That came out in the affidavit.
Wow.
Yeah. She knew what she had to do.
Premeditated.
And she had recording of the kids on her phone playing that night.
So
I mean, it was more than just that recording. She had pictures on her telephone of other kids in the neighborhood. She had recordings on her phone of other kids in the neighborhood as well. But it seems like she was more than less targeting my sister and her kids. That was the main.
Yeah.
So did they stay in close proximity to her?
Yes. Right. Directly across the street.
Okay, got it.
Directly across the street.
Okay.
On either side of the building that my sister lives on, there's no really a lot of grass area for kids to play.
It's very small.
Right.
Across the street, you see more of a larger grassy area.
Right.
Actually, you could put another duplex
right in the middle.
right in the middle.
Right.
So it's a nice size area.
Right.
And she didn't want the kids playing there. And behind from the back set of apartments, there's a fence. So you can't go over there. So if the person that actually owns the property felt like that should have been a boundary, or we wanted to put something up, they would have put a fence there, right?
Right.
The landlord has told us as well that he didn't mind the kids playing on the property as long as they cleaned up behind themselves.
Right.
So I didn't see what the issue was with her.
Right. Specifically.
And she really feels like that's her property.
No, that was not
As
her
a renter.
property.
As a renter.
As a renter.
Right.
Who was late on her rent.
Right. I looked into her first appearance, one of them. I think it was her second one. And she admitted that she did not own anything.
Right.
So why did you feel the need if you do not own? You can't tell people what to do.
Exactly.
Period.
I agree.
So do you all feel like the justice system has been unfair?
Yes. Absolutely. At least in my observance, anytime Marion County Sheriff's Office shares a crime that had happened when it involves an active shooter, they're really particular about the language they use when they're making these posts, because they like the interactions from the community.
Right.
And we knew something was off the moment they were like, all parties involved have been interviewed and accounted for. But we're dealing with someone who's just been murdered.
Right.
So what do you mean by that?
Exactly.
They didn't use the typical language of, shooter's been apprehended and is currently in questioning. They didn't use that language for this woman.
Right.
So it just seemed as if they could have, they probably would have made it just a neighborhood situation that just happened if had it not gotten the attention that it did.
Right. And that's understandable. What's your attitude for the approach of the sheriff towards Ajike?
I don't like him. And I don't like how he is adjusting this case, because just a couple of months ago we had the shooting involved some other colored kids, and these Black kids, y'all had them plastered all over. Y'all had them walking and videos and calling them all type of names, but y'all protecting
58-year-old shooter.
And it's like, can we all get the same justice around here?
Agree.
But as we know,
it's like they refused to say that woman's name. We had to search high hell to find out who did this to Ajike.
Wow. So it wasn't even open at first.
No, they did. No. They brought her in for questioning, and then they let her go home. They never arrested her.
And they had her in protective custody, going back and forth to her house to get some belongings by a sheriff that was supposed to be
after she murdered someone.
Giving her time to delete whatever, do whatever. She had 4 days to get her shit together.
And I didn't even realize that it was 4 days that this lady was out roaming, doing whatever she wanted. I seen where I think one of the other neighbors said that she was like drinking coffee or something. So she did not care about what she did.
She didn't think she did anything wrong.
Yeah, she was on camera. They recorded her on camera. That the second day that she went back home, or was escorted to her property. And then that particular day, that's the day she took down the memorial. She moved the memorial off her property, as she said,
across the street,
and took it across the street and put it behind my sister's car.
The
sheriff's department was there, didn't do anything. It's like it just let her do what the hell she want to do.
Right. They wouldn't escort us.
Yeah,
anyway.
No,
you
just
not
out.
Finna put us in protective custody either.
Neither nor.
You're not finna help hide us. We going straight to the Marion County Jail.
And sit there.
So Billy Woods ain't, he just, or whatever his name is, I just don't care for him. Even his press release, I felt like was BS,
Yeah. It was, for sure.
He heard we were having one, so he tried to hurry up and wrap up one.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And it showed.
And then I feel like he didn't even research anything about the case as well before doing that press, because I remember an interviewer saying, how many times have the police been called.
Mhm.
And he
He's
starts
flipping
flipping
papers.
through the paper.
Yeah.
So let me be very clear on that, because that morning of, the family's attorneys had went up to the sheriff's department to let them know that they will be having a press release. And Billy Woods called himself trying to get ahead of our press release. So he wasn't prepared. He wasn't ready.
Right. Okay.
None of us knew he was doing it.
We found out that morning.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like maybe an hour before it happened.
Right.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. Can you all explain why you all are strategically moving throughout this case? Because I know a lot of people are feeling like, okay, well, the family don't want us to protest, or the family don't want us to do this or that. Could you kind of give us like something very brief on why are you guys strategically making sure that you are careful with using these things? It doesn't have to be in depth, but
I think Jess should answer.
Yeah, I'm gonna direct that to
I
my
think
niece.
Jess should answer because I should not answer.
So I've been in contact with Ajike's best friend, and she's been working closely with Ajike's birth mom. And from what I understand it as is that they want things handled in a way that we don't move too fast to where we don't get justice for Ajike, right?
Gotcha.
That's how they're kind of like posing it. So they want to move in a strategic way so that we don't take too much eyes away from her case and it gets too out of hand.
Gotcha.
And then this woman ends up getting acquitted on her charges, right? But I was also told that if they weren't going to bring charges against Susan, if they weren't going to handle it properly, then they would organize protests and organize things for the community to do to support her. But at the same time, it can be frustrating because I, for one, am good with peaceful protests, but a lot of times what ends up happening, we end up harming our own communities because if something gets burnt down, something gets damaged.
Gotcha.
We are the ones who have to go back to those burnt down communities because those white people don't care.
Right.
But I don't know if that's what their stance is on it, you know?
Gotcha. It makes sense. Totally understandable.
I really do appreciate the people that did protest, though.
Mm-hmm.
I will say
I think they did a good job.
They got out there, they did really well. And I think we need to start standing behind our young protesters or activists and letting them do their thing, you know what I'm saying? And stop trying to really stop them from doing it. But getting out there with them and encouraging them and showing them how to actually do it
properly.
Right. Shout out to Takar, man.
Yeah.
Shout out.
She did, put it together and, got people to come down. And there was a couple other people that I seen as well that kind of did it and they kind of stand on it or whatever. And so I know, I don't know if you guys seen it, June 14th, they said something about a walk.
They have another walk planned.
They have a whole week planned.
They have a whole week planned of activities.
Okay. I did see that on June 14th about a march. I think that trying to, like you said, more organizing instead of just, putting something out there for the community. I feel like that's better to keep it organized and so that it can be peaceful and having, people, like you said, standing behind those people and actually showing them how to do it. It's a way to do things.
Right. Exactly.
Instead of doing certain things. Because I do know, they did get arrested, 2 people behind it or whatever. And that's not what it was. They was just trying to do it and possibly not know how to do it the right way. If we have the right way, we can avoid those things.
Right.
Precisely.
And again, I said again, just having those right people, finding the right mentors.
Gotcha.
To show them the correct way.
And I think like this is probably one of the biggest situations that has happened. So I feel like we're finagling it.
Yeah.
Trying to figure out is this the right thing?
This is Little Ocala. How is this happening in Little Ocala? Like, I'm confused.
Yeah.
I told him, I said, before all the press and everything got involved, I said, we finna bring George Floyd case to Ocala. And then I'm like, we really do. It's really happening. And I'm like, how?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
And that's why I said we're just not as big as those places,
those cities that
when
have
things
experienced these things. Yeah.
It's crazy.
When things happen. So I was like, we just have to learn, because we don't really have like bigger people that I know of that are activists and stuff that could show us how to get out there and protest the right way.
Right.
But I will say, I think it makes a difference that more people see the wrong in this than standing behind the woman that did it. And that's one thing I've noticed in just the things that I've been reading and seeing, like, you done got white people upset too.
Yes. I think they were out there, bro.
Yeah, the people of color are not happy about this in the least bit.
Right.
So, yeah.
Definitely. I had people reach out to me from all over. There's a lady, I'm really excited to meet her tomorrow. She's coming down from Norfolk, Virginia. Another lady hit me up from somewhere in Jersey, and these are white people. You know what I'm saying? So
like,
it's touching the lives of so many people. You know,
because it could have been anyone. I mean, you think of the nature of the situation, and it's just like anyone whose child had been attacked or harmed by someone in the neighborhood. You're gonna want to talk to that person, like, what happened? You know, like, what happened? That's all she wanted to do.
Right. Yeah. And any parent. And just like I said, because I seen some crazy posts and stuff, and I said, me, she would have hurt me. Because I'm going to kick your door down. That's not my choice. So not one of us sitting here can say that we would not have reacted. Whether it was calm, whether it was wild, ghetto, however they would perceive it. Yeah. Because I know me. About my kids, I'm through the roof.
It's up and it's stuck.
And it's stuck. I don't care about my kids. I do not play. So like I said, when I seen craziness and stuff like that, I was just like, you mean to tell me that you wouldn't? If you don't love your kid. Right. Because it's no way.
No way.
At all.
Somebody physically hurt you, and it wasn't me, because I know sometimes I might physically hurt you, but somebody else physically hurt you and it wasn't me. Oh, come on.
Swing an umbrella at you, threw a skate at you, and it made contact.
Yeah, I was just going to say that. I mean, we go to bat for our kids, and somebody raised their voice at our child. Don't talk to my child that way. And you mean to tell me that you done threw my baby tablet and hit my jit with a skate? Like, we got a problem.
But when I tell you, I probably would have bust the window. They would have had to take me to counter shift the part.
Which really makes you think, how scared of her were you for you to taunt her?
Yeah. You taunted her, so therefore you wasn't too scared.
Exactly.
She wasn't scared.
She wasn't scared at all.
Absolutely not.
She did what she wanted to do. That's not scared. Scared.
You avoid confrontation.
Correct.
You don't create it.
Correct.
And even with, and I won't just say this because she's my sister, even with Ajike, she's never going to come at you in an aggressive way.
That's not how she is.
You know what I'm saying? That's not who my sister was. She's going to come to you because she want to have that conversation first. Can you do, like, what happened? Talk to me. Maybe if it's an issue that something my kid did, give me the opportunity to fix it. Let me address it myself. So that's the part that really bothered me.
Because she wasn't confrontational.
Right. So
that's just not who she was as a person.
She's not. That's not who she was. That's not who she was.
That's why I say, me on nothing. Yeah. You be like, I know that was her. That was her.
Yeah, she did it.
She did it. It's just certain people, like you said,
Yeah.
And that's why it was really important to me before anyone started spinning any narratives about her.
Yeah.
Like, no, this woman shot my cousin and something needed to be done about it. They did not arrest her. They let her go home.
Yeah. Something needed to be done.
Definitely.
How do you all feel about the video circulating? Is that something you all are okay with, or that's something you all would rather not be circulating because the community think they're sharing awareness? I know I seen a video about her son, in my opinion, I felt like it wasn't necessary. But I'm just trying to see, what do you all
I could only watch that video twice.
I didn't watch the video, but I know what video you're talking about. But I don't like the fact that it's circling, because years from now, he still got to see this video and be reminded. And it's like, okay, y'all giving it for evidence or giving it for whatever, or just clout or whatever, whatever y'all giving it for. Y'all got to remember, this is still a child we're dealing with.
Right.
Because once it hits the air, it don't come back.
It don't.
Gotcha. So in social media, it's only going up.
Mm-hmm.
I think people should really take time and think before they actually do things like that, man. Like,
Agree.
you have mothers and siblings of people and fathers. Like, this is what my family is fit to see. You know what I'm saying? And I know the neighbor who the video belonged to. And she airdropped it to me. I never watched it. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
So I know that it was probably airdropped to someone else, and somebody's just reaching out for clout. You know what? I'm gonna send this out
Because they had a caption on it. It wasn't just the regular video. Whoever did it put a caption on the video.
Correct.
Right.
So it's just like, when we do these things, and it's not just, okay, you got it, but why do you have to share it? Why do you have to tag your family?
I had it days before. I couldn't share that.
They tagged you all?
They tagged my mom in the video yesterday. They tagged my mom in the video. I asked her to remove it off the page. I'm going to protect my mom by any means necessary.
You got to. You got to.
So, yeah, but I just feel like certain things just shouldn't be posted.
Right.
Or shared.
Right. Yeah, I totally agree with you on that. And I feel like people should have sensitivity to the family and the children in this time. If you're going to help, be a help, but don't hinder.
Right.
Because it's a big deal.
Right.
It is. Definitely. And I think the big deal is what my problem is, because it has become so big that they forgot that we still grieving.
We haven't had a real process.
Because it happens so fast.
Right.
And like everything just being thrown and this and what y'all think about this and what y'all know about this. We just lost a whole person, a whole family member. My cousin is not here no more.
Yeah.
Right.
Give us
time.
Something.
Right. Do the family plan on meeting with advocates, legislators, local councilmen, and women of the community, etc., to keep Ajike's name alive?
They have been.
Okay.
They've met with members of the NAACP.
Awesome.
And the clergy of Ocala.
Okay. And have they been giving you all the response that you all want, and need towards the family?
Say it, Jess.
Well, as like mentioned before, Ajike's birth mom has been handling a lot of that type of communication. But I will say that a couple of the members have reached out to my grandma Ida, who has had part in raising Ajike.
That has what?
Who has raised Ajike, not a part, but has raised her from a baby to when she took her last breath. Period.
Shout out to grandma, auntie, mama.
That's my
Ida.
mama. I love you, mommy.
She deserves it.
She deserves it all.
Okay. So, could you all shed a little light about Ajike? Just give us like an insight on who she was so that we can make sure this name stay alive. People are aware. Let them know,
who she was.
Who she was.
Ajike is Ajike. First of all, did anybody else name Ajike?
I
just
never heard of
it. But she was awesome. Me and Ajike were the older cousins, and we were like, okay, I'm the oldest, but I'm like the big cousin. And it's like we had this thing where it's like, who right? And I'm like, I'm right. She's like, no, I'm right. But we always also came to like an agreement, and she's just lovable. Like she just show up. I'm like, I didn't even invite you, girl. She's like, I was coming.
Yeah, she showed up for everything.
And she just always showed up, always did her part. She was always just there. She was just there, and a great person, a great spirit. And
Goofy.
We definitely gonna miss that at all the family functions. For sure.
You got anything to say, big brother?
I get emotional when I start talking about that, man.
We gonna pass.
Yeah. She was funny. Ajike was funny and protective. not just over her kids, but over all of us.
Mm-hmm.
Like the way we stepping for her, she would have did the same thing for us,
For sure.
without a question.
For sure.
Hardworking. Like Chantel said, just an overall lovable person. Like you really had to been there.
Yeah.
She's an experience, you know?
Right. Once in a lifetime type of person.
Absolutely.
I will say, coming from a person that grew up in the same house as I grew up in, baby sister, you want to protect them and you want to make sure they do the right things in life. But she was my protector. I was my protector. So no matter what I went through, she was going to make sure I was good. She was going to call me at least, not every day, but we was going to have them conversations and we going to laugh and we going to talk, you know what I'm saying? And she just want to make sure you okay. You know what I'm saying? I can call her and be like, yo, I just want to check on you. Or I remember her 35th birthday, right? I called and she was boohoo crying in the phone. I'm like, man, I need to come no camera. Like, what you doing? She was like, no, I'll put up on you first. She was going to always shift it back off of her to just make sure that you're okay. Loving, she loved her kids. Her kids came before anybody.
Everything.
You was never going to go somewhere and not see Ajike with all four of her kids. She wasn't going to say, hey, I'm finna go drop my kids off over here so that I can go to the club. That wasn't my sister. It was just about her working, going to church, very God-fearing woman.
Yeah.
And I'm going to take care of my babies. Like that's who my sister was. And I thank my grandmother. I thank my mother because those are the traits that they instilled in us as kids. Family first, God first, family second. But that's who my sister was.
Love that.
Thank you. That was hard.
Say her name,
But you did it.
Ajike.
What you say? Say it again.
Say her name,
Ajike.
How can we, as a community, help keep her name alive and support you guys as a family?
Definitely sign a petition to get those charges upgraded to murder in the second degree.
Okay. How can they do that?
They could go to www.justiceforajowens.org and click the link in that to sign a petition.
Okay.
I think that's really most important because had Susan been charged with murder to begin with, she would not have been eligible for a bond.
Gotcha. Okay. I think I've signed it already. It was just a link from someone's page. Okay, I've done my due diligence. So could you repeat it one more time?
Yes, it's www.justiceforajowens.org.
Okay. And is there anything else the community could do or you would like them to wait on as events? I know earlier Chantel said it's like a week worth of events. Would you all like the people to wait on the events, the more organized?
Well, people are going to do what they want to do.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
They already put the schedule out there.
They just going with the flow.
They just go with the flow,
gotcha. Okay. Understandable.
One thing I say to that is just be peaceful.
Ajike was in the person.
We don't want nobody getting arrested.
Right.
No.
We don't want nobody tearing up nobody's
Don't get pulled
property.
away from your families.
Right.
Yeah,
we always
my
have.
sister, she was very peaceful person, a loving person, a caring person.
Don't burn nothing up in her name.
That's
not her legacy.
Keep her legacy alive the right way. Man, get out and go and vote, man.
Go
vote.
Go vote.
Like
That's very important.
Not just the city votes.
I don't know when Billy
the
Woods
primaries,
going for
the
re-election,
midterms,
but I want him out.
All that.
I think it's November, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
It's November.
Get up and go and vote.
Yes.
Yeah.
And research your candidates.
Please.
Research everything about them.
Don't listen to what your mama saying, your grandma saying.
Just want to say
do it yourself.
Research your candidates.
Be like, just here, get my paper. Let me know these people.
Yeah.
I just was talking about that the other day. I was like, I shouldn't have listened to my grandma. Because I'm just blowing. I mean, you did the people that she told me to do. And so it's very, very, very important that we do research on the people of the community so that we can have the right people. So that when we do need justice in our community, we do get it done and we get it done the right way. So we definitely have to vote. Let me say it again, vote. When it's time. The time is normally around November. So make sure we get up, get out. And also, I want to say something because it just popped in my head. Have you all thought about if you are going to go to these events, have it where they can do sign up so that they can vote, because a lot of people that probably was protesting and all of that stuff, you know, are not registered voters.
I actually think that's a great idea.
That's a really great idea.
So I don't know. It just came.
We will pass that along.
Take note of.
We will get it done
because I know, you know, a lot of people just, you know,
don't know.
They don't know. And if we can get that done, and even if you all need me to do something, figure out where we get those forms from, get them done so that we can get out there in the community and get that done. Because if we don't have enough voters in the community, we're going to still stay where we are with the people that we don't want, per se, don't need.
Right.
If we want to be technical.
Absolutely.
Yes.
So, is there anything you all want to say before we leave today?
I mean, it's a lot I want to say. I'm just saying.
And you can say
I've been trying to get the green light.
This is your open floor at the moment. This is your open floor. We are a non-judgmental podcast. You say how you feel. You say what you need to say.
Definitely.
It's our time.
This is the time. This your time.
I really want to say thank you to everybody, the community, City Councilman Ira Bethea.
Love him.
The NAACP, Pastor Cummins, Miss Kim Pompey, for all taking the time out of their day to stop by and check on the family. The local activists that went out and protested on behalf of my sister. I just thank all of you for everything that you've done. I mean, y'all have spreaded my sister's name.
She's national now.
She's international. People reaching out to me from Africa, from the UK. Yeah, it's gotten out there.
I would have never known.
Shout out to my mama, though.
Yep.
Yep. For being strong through all of this. She don't want no attention.
Yeah.
She don't want no problems.
She don't want no. All she literally says is, I just want to see my baby buried, and I want make sure my grandkids are well taken care of. She's been struggling every day with this.
Yeah.
You know, and I sit there and I watch her. You know, she raised my sister from an infant. You know, my mom told me she was 3 weeks old when she was brought to us. I could have swore it was much younger than that. I'm just gonna be honest, because I could literally hold her, you know, in my arm, and she was just the sweetest. You know what I'm saying? And you grow up in the same house, under the same roof, like I said earlier. You have that bond, you know. I'm not a god brother. That's my mom's daughter. That's my sister. Right? So I just want to make sure, and it's, you know, people know, the community know, they all know, and it's nothing against Miss Pam. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
God bless her. You know what I'm saying? She was the gateway to me having that relationship with my sister. So God bless her. I love her to death. I just feel like, you know, God bless my mom. I love her to death. Say her name, Ada Collins. Ajike Owens.
You heard her.
That's it.
Ada Collins.
Ada Collins.
Ajike Owens.
Ajike Owens.
Anything else? Y'all got something y'all want to say?
I've
You
said
can say it,
enough.
Chantel. You can say it, Chantel.
No, I don't want to say much. I just this has been a whirlwind for us.
Mm-hmm.
And then in the direction that it is going and not being treated or being treated in the way that we are, it's a lot. And I have a lot of emotions, and they do say I am the ghetto cousin, which I am. So they've been keeping me on hold, on pause, on ice.
Hold it down, y'all. Hold it down.
But when they fire me up,
We
okay.
got them. We
Don't
gonna hold
bother,
it down.
Chantel.
Hold it down.
I'm gonna hold you down, Chantel. I got you.
Keep me on ice.
And one last thing, I thought my niece was gonna say it. I will say this right here. No matter what goes on,
Mm-hmm.
please keep my sister's name alive.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Remember that she left behind 4 beautiful kids.
Amazing kids.
I got 3 nephews and 1 niece
Yes.
that is over there motherless, you know what I'm saying? Because something this white lady decided she felt like she wanted to do that night.
Right.
In a moment.
So I definitely say all the other BS, you know, we put that to the back.
Right.
Because
You know
they
what
come
I'm saying?
first.
Period.
Yeah.
Justice for my nieces and nephews.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Keep my sister's name alive.
And they will get justice.
Oh, we gonna
stand on
One
it.
way or
we gonna
another.
get
We gonna stand on
justice. We ain't letting up.
No.
We are not letting up.
All gas, no brakes.
You heard me?
They broke it.
Susan got what she got coming.
I ain't want to say her name on my podcast.
No, sorry.
But you can say
She
I
didn't
just
say
wasn't
it.
gonna say it. I just
Yeah.
mm-mm.
My niece called me a few minutes ago, and she go right before we got here, and she was like, Uncle Lawrence, I just drove by her truck. And I was like, where's that?
What did you see?
Where's that? Nah.
Good luck making payments on that.
God,
Right?
as Lauren said earlier, we were raised God first. So we know God gonna deal with us before we deal.
Yes.
So we don't even have to do nothing.
Yes.
God, everything is in his hands.
It's in his hands.
So that's all we own.
Yeah. And I just was like, I couldn't like I said, I support Ajike and everything about it, but I take it personal. And I tell people I don't share murderers on my page because my brother got murdered. So I never share his murder on my page. Other people did and stuff like that. So that's why I said I just that lady. She can't be shared on my page.
Yeah,
that woman.
She ain't even a lady.
She can't be shared
She's a monster.
on my page. I'm sorry. So if y'all don't see me sharing stuff, she don't belong on my social media pages and stuff like that. And I did let it be known or whatever. Won't happen over here.
I literally just said that too. I was like, I'm not sharing nothing else about this lady.
She can't come over here.
I feel like we giving her a platform.
But that's why I won't do it. I feel like they get more attention that they don't need because we got it's not about Ajike at this point. So many people are focused on her. Yeah. And there you got thousands millions of videos now of her circulating. It's not about her.
Right. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So that's why I said it just can't, she won't get the fame off of me. I'm sorry. I just can't do it. My heart won't let me do it.
No, that make a lot of sense.
Yeah. So, but I'm all for it. We just won't be sharing her.
Right.
That woman.
No.
So, it's a wrap for us today.
Thank you.
Please go out and vote, you all. Please go on the website, sign the petition for the family so that we can get her charged with the charges that she deserves.
Yes. And
get everything that we need for the 4 beautiful children. And just keep the name alive. What's the name?
Ajike Owens, baby.
Yeah.
My baby sister.
All right. And we out of here.
We out. Thank you.
Thank you.